that one?
I think that one was covered. Definitely emphasis on the attendance. You go to next slide.
Yeah, and if you know you're going to be late or anything, just shoot one of us a message and that's okay. Just as long as we know where they're at, that's the main thing. So here's a list of all our contact information, and we can send this out and put it on the class dojos afterwards, so that way we know everybody has it. But this just lists our emails and where we're at in the school, what we're doing. I think most of you are on the class dojo page now, so I don't know about Miss O, but I use Class Dojo the most. That's where I do most of my communication with messaging and stuff. So if you need me, shoot me a message. I can usually respond in an hour or two, depending on what's happening. If it's during the school day, it's going to take me a little bit longer probably, but at nighttime, I'm usually pretty responsive.
Yeah, and the same. Best way to contact any of us really is through Class Dojo. So again, if there's a different method or if you have a preferred method, definitely let us know. We can utilize that.
Yeah, and you can always still for sure send us emails. That's totally fine too. But I would say Class Dojo is probably the best. We'll get it right to our phone, just like a text, easiest. But yeah, we'll send this out so that way you guys have all our email addresses too and know where everybody's at. So I don't know if the kids have been talking about what's been happening, but we've been having a couple issues with classroom rules and management. So and I kind of just wanted to go over some things in Miss House that we expect every single day in the classroom. And I think this is a pretty good example of what we're looking for. We really need the students to try their hardest right now. We've kind of hit a little bit of a bumpy road, but I think with all of your help and just open communication about what's going on, I think things will improve really quickly. Anybody else have anything on that one?
Just to add on to that, even day one, a lot of our students, we know that they've not been in school, a lot of them, for about 17 months. So on day one, actually the students told us what we need to see in the classroom so that we have a productive year. So actually the students came up with this list and they understand how important it is to follow these things so that we can learn, grow together, and prepare for, the next grade level. So just like Ms. Christensen said, we definitely want to, remind them to uphold these expectations so we have an amazing year.
So yeah, if you could just make sure you go over the rules with them again, just kind of check in, see how they're feeling. Because I know sometimes we have a good day, we have a bad day, it happens. But just making sure that they try and stay focused on the rules would be incredibly helpful to us. If we could all work together on the expectations, I think everything would just go so much smoother. It'd be a little easier for everybody. Okay, what can you do to help? Miss O, do you want to go first, maybe? And I'll go in.
Sure can. So just like before with the Chromebooks, students they keep their Chromebooks, they take them home every day. So it's really important that those Chromebooks are charged. We use them. So we're still using Google Classroom. There are other activities that we utilize with the computer. So it's really important that they charge them. And even if I know some computers maybe their batteries may not last the entire day, just having their chargers with them is also helpful so that we can help them get their computers so that they continue throughout the day. And then also this year, we're definitely talking about safety, how to wear the mask, keeping the mask on, having extra mask in case it gets wet or damaged some way, somehow. We do have masks in the classroom, but we definitely, need your support to remind your child at home. This is what's expected, mask over your nose, under your chin, so that we're doing our part to keep everyone safe. And like we mentioned on the last slide, we're talking about reinforcing classroom expectations. So we talked about that. And of course, the schedule. So this year is a little bit different. We have a schedule. Students have 9 periods a day, with the exception of Wednesday. And I mean, we're all really learning the schedule because last year we were on Zoom, and for the few students who were in class, the teachers moved around. So it's really important that the students understand where, how to read their schedule, where they're supposed to be, and of course, pay attention to what they need for each of those classes. So this is like getting them, in a sense, ready for middle school because that's what's coming next. And their login cards. So whether they have a Clever badge or they have the actual login card, it's really important that students keep that with them. It helps for them to get into their computers easily so that they can, follow along with whatever activities that we're doing on the computer. So a lot of students have been, responsible with doing that. But again, your help at home will take us a long way.
Going off that, I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about what they would need every day for my class. I know I've gotten a couple questions about that. This year, I purchased them reading journals and vocabulary journals that they'll keep in the classroom. So their homework will always be in the room. They might take an assignment home every now and then on paper, but most of it will always be in a journal that they'll leave in the room. So they won't bring that ever home. As long as they have their Chromebook, a pencil, maybe they can bring some colored pencils if they want. We might do a little coloring. It's always nice to have some of your colors, but that's all they'll need. Everything we do will be in the classroom, and they should know that what they need to bring is already there.
Math is a little bit different. So math will have homework just about every day. So when we get those workbooks, we'll send Dojo messages home with what the assignments are, things like that. So we'll give more details because we'll be starting with homework next week.
And when we have homework and stuff too, like going off that, the Dojo, I usually post on Dojo if there is going to be homework at night. Some of you know that from last year. For new people, I try to keep updated on Dojo as much as possible. So if they do have homework at night that they need to work on, I'll put it on there. But most of the time it'll be in the room that they're doing their work. Move on from this one. Good here? Okay. Okay, so we'll send this out, but these are all of our classroom codes. So each of us has our own Google Classroom for both sections. Some of you are in 4A and some of you are in 4B, but you still have all of us. So it would be really helpful if you could make sure that your child is enrolled in all three of them. If they're in the A section, make sure they're all in the A ones. If they're in the B section, make sure they're all in the B class. And then you can also add yourself to the classroom as well as a parent. So then you always are updated and know when they have homework or what we've posted. So that way, if one of us is like, so-and-so is missing something and they're like, Mom, I did that, I promise. You can go and check and see if it's done or if it's not. That way we all know what's going on. We can all have the homework really easily right in front of us. And then Class Dojo, make sure you're in the Class Dojo. I think most of you are in mine by now. I think I may be missing one person maybe, but everybody should be logged into the Class Dojo. Yeah, these are all of our codes, so just make sure you hop on that. There, I think. Class Dojo. We kind of already talked about that, but yeah, we're all reachable on Class Dojo. I think that's probably the best form of communication for all of us. I'm sure it's the easiest for you as well. But if you need to call or email, go for it too. We can always do a phone call if you need. Okay, so this is the A schedule. So I'll go over this one really quick and then I'll have Miss O do the B one just since we flip flop. So this is what our week looks like every day. If you're in the A class, this is what your day will look like. There's a few things missing down here during 9th period. We have coding on there too, but during music, some students might either be in music intervention, RTI, or they might be in an advanced math class. There's 3 options. So when you look at your student schedule, it might not actually say music down here. So just make sure that you check on that and see where they're supposed to be. That also applies to technology and coding on Wednesday and Fridays. Some students will be in a technology class and some students are in coding. So just make sure you see on their schedule where they're supposed to be. And if you could practice the room numbers as well, that would be really helpful. because right here you can see that some days on Wednesdays it's in one room and on Fridays it's in another. So that way it just saves on a little confusion on where they need to be. And that way we also aren't like, okay, who needs to be here? Who needs to be there? We're all just in the same spot. So this will be just their first quarter schedule, but 9 periods straight through. And that's what it looks like every day.
And it looks very similar for 4B. And actually, we have some of our specials teachers on with us. I don't know if you all may want to talk a little bit about specials and how that looks and how that works.
Sure, I can definitely talk now. So hola, hola, I'm Senora Troxel, I'm the Spanish teacher, and I'm also here on behalf of the other special teachers. So first I'll talk a little bit about my class. I see your students twice a week. And yeah, I'll be teaching them all things Spanish, vocab, grammar, culture, everything. So really excited about that. It's already been fun to meet your kiddos. And then I have my little paper on behalf of the other special teachers. So Miss Moy is the K-5 tech teacher. She will see your kiddos 2 times a week. She said it's important that they bring their Chromebooks to school each day charged, and they'll be learning about staying safe on the internet, coding games, keyboarding, various apps, and hands-on activities. And you can reach her at her email, which is just Moy and then at HSA Belmont. Coach Maylee is the gym teacher. She teaches K-5 physical education. She's also the coach of like everything, which is cool. She will see your kiddos 2 times a week, I believe. She says they'll develop physical fitness principles, develop locomotor skills, and that translate to life and athletics, and teach them the importance of exercise and eating healthy. Then we have Mr. Tufan. He's the 4 through 8 coding teacher, and he will see the 4th and 5th graders 2 times a week. They will learn about coding and robotics programming. And then I think last but not least, we have teacher Andrici, who is the new music teacher. She will see 4th and 5th graders 3 times a week. And she says that they will be learning to sing, dance, play instruments, and about important musicians and cultures. And I believe all of those people are available if you need to reach them over email, and probably most on Class Dojo too. I'm also on Class Dojo. I think like almost all the parents have connected with me there. I just posted my syllabi on there too. So anyways, nice to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, if you have any questions for any of the specials teachers, I think they should all be in the A and B class dojos as well. So if you're in their page, you can message them there or just shoot them a message in our own. Like I said, I'm sure class dojo is the best for all of them as well. So these are just the basic schedules for the first quarter for everybody. Okay, so this is new and it's going to be super important if you could help work on this. So we've had a lot of absences and late arrivals, and with the rise of COVID, it's really important that we know where all the kids are all the time, right? If someone's not in class, we might not exactly know what's happening. So if we can keep track of everybody, that is the absolute best case scenario. So this year they made a new form on our website right here. I'm sure you all know how to get there. And Ms. J kindly circled it for us for an easy find. There's a new link called absence form. So what we can have you do is when you know that someone's going to be sick or they're going to be gone in maybe a week or 2, you know they're going to be gone. If you could fill this form out and submit it, it looks like this. Just a couple questions. That would be really helpful. This will get sent to admin and to us, so that way we know where the kids are at all times. If someone's sick, if they're gone, or just anything. And especially with COVID, it'd be really helpful to know if someone was absent because of they had to go somewhere rather than they have COVID and we don't know. We can just make sure we keep things updated and we always know what's happening and keep our kids safe, which is our number one priority, making sure everybody's safe and accounted for. Does anybody have anything else to add? Okay. Ms. Castillo, do you have anything? Oh, no, it's not there. Did your slide get put on? I have to unshare my screen and I'll put it back on.
I'm here. I'm sorry, Missy. It was just trying to find a hard time to unmute myself. That was the reason why. I was able to put the slide in at the last minute, Missy. So I'm actually the last slide.
There we go. I presented it before I shared the screen. So now we're there, and I have Miss Dowses on there too now. Sorry, I got a little ahead of myself. Okay.
No. Thank you so much, Missy. So good evening, parents. My name is Miss Castillo. I was formerly, some of you might know me, and you would know me as formerly as the Spanish teacher. And since then, I went back to school, and I decided to pursue my specialty in ELL, which is English Language Learners. So you're probably asking yourself, well, what's the difference between learning how to speak Spanish and then the difference of ELL, English Language Learners? And there's a big difference. And with our department, me and Ms. Franco, we actually would be focusing on showing your kids some skill sets to help develop them in the English language, whether that be through writing or reading or speaking it. We want to help develop those skills. So some of you, your students are in my program, so I will be servicing your kids. So I will be in the classrooms along with them, working with the homeworks that their teachers have provided for them. So if you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to contact us. Unfortunately, I don't have my contact information up here, but it's the same as last year, and that was dcastillo@hsabelmont.org, or you can find me in Dojo as well. So that's all I've got. Thank you, and best luck to all of you in this coming year.
Okay, let's pass the mic to Ms. Dowse.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ms. Dowse. I am the 4th and 5th grade science teacher this year. So I've been teaching at Belmont. This is my 7th year. So I started when we were still on North and Laramie. So I started off as the science coordinator for middle school, and then I went into ELA. So majority of your children that's passed through me actually remember me as a ELA middle school teacher. So this year I'm down in 4th and 5th, and I'm sharing a room with the 6th grade science teacher. We're located near the cafeteria. There's 2 new STEM rooms there. And the thing that I really want the students in 4th and 5th grade to do is love science, because there are so many different fields that our students can go to. And there's so many job opportunities as well as scholarships. And a lot of the students that have passed through us, I'm a very competitive person. So I'm sure if you had older students, I'm a robotic coach. I'm also a science competition coach, a math coach, and I was a CYSP mentor for 4 years. So I've been at the school and I'm vested in your children as well as the children that have passed through me. And the thing that I want to emphasize is the safety. So can you please go to the next slide? Okay, in my classroom every day, I show the students these slides because, you know, I am so grateful, like everybody else in our school, that we are actually back in the building. We love seeing your kids. It was really hard as a science teacher and even an English teacher, not being able to reach out to your children and find out, you know, really what their interests are. And it was really difficult to do a lot of hands-on activities. So when they come into our room, they have to wear their mask properly. They have to keep their hands to themselves and not touch anybody else's things, or, you know, because we all want our personal space. And maintaining social distancing is a key factor in the rooms, and not to share any foods or drinks, especially in a science lab. Can you go to the next slide, please? Okay. So also, part of classroom safety is sanitizing their hands when they come into the classroom. Because the students are traveling from the 4th and 5th grade wing, past the gym, through the glass doors and cafeteria, we always tell them, when you come in, sanitize your hands when you get to your table. And so there's hand sanitizer for each group, for each pair of student on their table, so that at any time they can sanitize their hand. And before they leave, they use Clorox wipes to wipe down their chairs and their tabletops, because the 6th graders, 4th graders, and 5th graders share that room. And we really tell them, do not walk around without permission, because in a classroom, especially like in a lab, you have to be careful, because then you might have spills, you might trip, you might get injured, because, at this time, a lot of our students are growing like rapidly. So they're trying to get used to their bodies. And a lot of them are, I hate to say this, clumsy, especially like from 4th to about 7th grade, because they grow so quickly. And also I try to emphasize in the classroom, like with other teachers, to help your classmates, because you know what, we're in this together. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen really quick so that, we'll stop others. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen real quick. And I want to show you guys a few things with science, because we're a little bit different. So hold on, we haven't done this Zoom thing for a while. So I need to move some faces out of the way here. So in the Classroom Dojo, your students, hold on. Sorry, moving stuff around. Like I said, it's been a while. So here is my Google Classroom. That way, parents who are here are familiar. I'll always have like the vocabulary words on here, as well as if your student is missing a class, under the daily class PowerPoints, it's by day. So let's say today, what did we do in the class? You can also come on here and check and see what the students have been doing in class. So today we did a lab and we studied flowers and the instructions. So if any of your students are missing and they missed an assignment, they can always come here, look and see what we did. And then when they get back to class, I can give them their paper and they can turn it in. A lot of times I don't penalize students for being too late, especially if they're coming back off of a absence, or if they want to, please have them come in and ask for help, because I won't know unless your students work with me to help them. And if you need to, please reach out to me, because I'm that kind of teacher, like everybody else in this room, where if you have a question, I would rather have you contact me directly so that we can work together to have your child succeed. Here, I have all of the videos here, not only like some of them are 6th grade videos, some of them are close to 7th grade videos. But what I'm doing is I'm introducing them through song, because when I am preparing them in 4th and 5th grade, because I have them twice, 4th and 5th grade, so that when they get to middle school, they're ready for the chemistry, the different types of competitions that they're going to be competing in. So, and the last thing is grades. Now, everybody can see here that there are grades, but I never put grades in here. I'm not sure about the other teachers, but every teacher is different. I put all of my grades in SIS. So if you ever want to know how your student is doing, or if they're missing any work, please go to SIS and then check the grade book and it'll tell you what's missing. So far in the last 2 weeks, this is what your student has been doing. Okay. And so far they're doing really well. They are enjoying being in the building, as well as they're excited about not just science, but also math and English, because I always tell them, remember, you have to study in English and in math, because those two subjects had a baby and created science, because you need that fine balance between both English and math, because I am a former English teacher for 5 years as well as math before that. So you need that balance so that they can succeed in science, because we know that technology is here for our children. But thank you so much. And like I said, reach out to me. I'm sorry it took so long. Thank you.
That was awesome. No worries at all, Miss Dowse. That wasn't long. But yeah, just like the grades was a good point. I'm gonna go off what Miss Dowse said. So she said she doesn't put her grades in Google Classroom. I will grade the homework that is submitted through Google Classroom, and I'll put a grade there. But just like her, I would go on SIS because there's going to be a lot of other things I put in that won't be on the Google Classroom. So you could look there and see that they have 100% in homework, but then go on SIS and see they have a 50% because they haven't participated and they didn't take a test and they didn't do a project or something. So I think SIS is probably the best place to check up on grades all consistently. Miss O's shaking her head too, so I'm thinking she says yes on that too. I think that is all that we have. Does anybody have any questions or anything else they want us to go over? Oh, Miss Itaken, I see your mouth moving, but I can't hear you.
This is recorded, right? So that, because I missed the beginning of it. Okay, great.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. No worries.
Okay, thanks.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I have been having issues with my Zoom and the microphone, but it works now. So just one thing about the Concept SIS, there's also an app that you can download on your phones. It's very easy and practical to check students' attendance and announcements, grades, and other important information about your child. And also, if you forget your password, your username is your email address that we have in the system. And you can just click on forgot my password and reset your password easily. And if you're having problems with that, I can help you. Just email me. And if you have like more than one child attending, HSA Belmont, I can merge those accounts for you so that you're just going to be using just one login, but you're going to be able to access both of your child's information there. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, I see Eric's mom has a question.
Hello, hi, Miss Christensen.
Hello.
I just got a quick question. Eric's I checked his Google Classroom, the page, and I'm still seeing Miss Kathy Liz in his Google Classroom.
Okay. Here, I'm gonna share my screen really quick, just in case, because I'm thinking that might be the case for a couple people. Everybody got added to that last year, but there's gonna be a new one now because I'm here and that's not my name, right? So 1 second, let me pull it up. So if they aren't in the Google Classroom yet, let me go here. So if they aren't in the Google Classroom yet and they're still in Miss Liz's, up here in the corner, if you click on, like, if you're on Google, you have these little dots. If you
Okay.
put Classroom right here, this screen will open up. And then you just click this plus and you'll click join class. And we'll send you I'll post the PowerPoint on our Google, on our Class Dojo after this. And it has all of our codes on there. And then you'll just put that code in and click join and he'll be right in there.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no worries. Any other questions? Looks like we don't have any. If you guys do have any questions or you think of anything, always just send us a message. We're available whenever and can hop on and talk whenever you need. Okay, I think if everyone agrees.
Yeah,
All right. Thank you all for joining us today.
thank
Thank
you.
you. I will see you
Thank
guys
you, everybody.
soon.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Were you recording it, Ms. Christensen?
What was that? I didn't hear it.
Were you the one recording it?
No, somebody else did.
Miss I tickets.
And I was like,
Okay.
it went off on mine and I was like, I forgot. So